Hey, what's up, everybody? The world's a better place because you are here to join us. My name is Matt Brown, and I am the host of the Productive Conversations podcast. And it is a Friday, a feel good Friday, January 17th, 2025. And we are about to recap what's going on in the insane but chill, but definitely a month all over the place. We're going to be talking about what was trending this past week here in mid-January. Ryan and Jose are with me as always. Hello, gentlemen.
How's it going?
What's up?
Nothing. I'm excited to talk to you guys. And before I do, just want to remind you to like and subscribe to the Productive Conversations podcast on all podcast platforms and YouTube. And don't forget to check out exclusive content regarding the show across all social media platforms. Instagram at Productive Conversations Podcast, X and Twitter at PodConvoPod, Facebook at Productive Conversations, and hopefully still TikTok at Productive Conversations.
Yeah, we'll
Maybe
see
the
this
last
weekend.
time this is it, but it's been real. And we did our TikTok tribute on the last TweetCap earlier in the week. But on top of that, don't forget to also check out our presenting sponsor, Magic Mind. Get 45% off either your mood boosting or sleep boosting Magic Mind shocks, or both. And you just have to go to magicmind.com/PCJAN. That is magicmind.com/PCJAN. 45% off your purchase. Okay, gentlemen. We're hitting here January 17th, 2025. As I'm sure everybody knows, just getting used to saying that 5.
Yeah.
We got 2 more full weeks of this month left, and it's been quite a journey, but glad we're here.
Yep.
And let's talk about what's going on. And don't forget to also check out our divisional round preview if you haven't already for the NFL playoffs. Check out our national championship preview as well. And then later in the week, we will have reactions to the national championship in college football and the divisional round. And then later next week, your conference championship Sunday preview for the NFL as well.
Let's go, Commanders.
We'll see. I do think they can close that 6.5 point spread which is the spread at the moment for Commanders and
Lions.
Detroit.
Yeah, that'll be a tough game, but I think they can do it too.
Should be fun. But I'm actually going to start with football, and I'm going to start with both a crossover in football and NFL football and college football.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't able to share the agenda with Ryan and Jose today, so we don't want the cuffs for them. But the first story I want to share is the fact that Coach Prime, right?
Yeah.
So Coach Prime is your head coach of the Colorado Buffaloes,
yep.
In the Big 12 conference. He is the coach of the University of Colorado's football team. And while his success can be measured, what's the word I'm looking for, Ryan? He's been solid okay at Colorado.
Yeah. He's definitely gotten them more attention, so that's cool for them in terms of like NIL and all that stuff. But in terms of actual coaching success, he's been okay. He had a decent run this year. Didn't make the playoffs. I don't believe he was even in the top 3 for the division by the end of it.
No, not in the Big 12.
Yeah, so, but I mean, at one point he was leading the Big 12. So it's, he was in the mix till the very end, which is cool. But yeah.
Now, how about that, guys? So obviously, Coach Prime is a big deal, though. And
yeah,
Coach Prime is, Coach Prime, and he definitely gets people eyeballs on him and stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now that the college football season's over, the NFL season's over, it was announced early this week, the Dallas Cowboys and Mike McCarthy parted ways in a mutual agreement. That's what they said. He wasn't technically fired. They just let his contract run out. The owner of the Cowboys, Jerry Jones, and Mike McCarthy couldn't come up with an extension, and Mike McCarthy is now a free agent himself, and the Cowboys don't have a coach at this moment. However, there is some buzz that maybe, just maybe, Coach Prime, Coach Deion Sanders might jump ship and go to the NFL. But yes, we will see ultimately if this is true. But the rumors are that Deion Sanders might actually be interested in taking over the Dallas Cowboys and becoming the head coach. So this is from NFL insider Ed Werder, who is a Cowboys insider for WFAA. He tweets just earlier this morning on the 16th that the 16th of January. This is his tweet verbatim, all right? Ba, 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 ba. He said, quote, this morning at about 10:41 a.m. Regarding Deion Sanders, I'm being told that he would almost certainly accept if Jerry Jones offers him to make him the next Cowboys head coach. That those around him are encouraging him to pursue it, and that Jones is enamored with the idea. So, Cowboys need a head coach. Coach Prime, though, has stated that he is enjoying his time in Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
He's not coaching his sons anymore. They either graduated, they are going to graduate or enter the NFL draft. I don't believe he has any kids going in college football anytime soon. But yeah, this is the situation here, and it's obviously causing a lot of buzz. So let me ask you, Ryan and Jose, off the rip. Do you think that Deion Sanders will be the next head coach of the Dallas Cowboys?
Jose, what do you think?
I've been tossing back and forth about that like for the last day. Um, uh, that's a. I don't think he. I say yes. I said fuck it. I'll say yes.
Why? I'm curious.
I just think Colorado. I mean, you pretty much is gonna go as far as you can with Colorado. So what are you gonna do? Stay there and then not like you're gonna take the opportunity. I think he's gonna fail at it, but I think he just has to take the jump. His kids are not there, and the portal is a big thing going on. So I just think it's just he has
So,
nowhere to go but there.
well, I mean, they keep him in Colorado certainly, but so my question now is, I mean, the Cowboys are not going to end up with Shador.
No, they're picking 12th in the NFL draft.
Right. That's what I just looked up. So Shador is going to go I mean, unless something catastrophic happens, Shador is going to go earlier than that. I mean, Titans need somebody, Giants need somebody,
Browns.
Browns need somebody potentially, Saints need somebody potentially. The Patriots don't, but anyway. Uh, so yeah, the whole thing is crazy. Um, Again, even if Cam Ward goes first and not Shador Sanders, and even if one of the other undeclared QBs goes ahead of Shador, which is not crazy to think that
Like how JJ
Howard,
McCarthy came out of nowhere as a top prospect last season and
yeah,
he wound up becoming a first rounder.
yeah, it's not crazy to think Will Howard could be, the Cleveland Browns quarterback next year, or no, seriously, it's
No,
not.
no, I laugh because,
Yeah,
this is anyone in the Browns
or
quarterback
Riley
position.
Leonard. I don't think Riley Leonard's is graduating, I believe, or not graduating, but I believe he's probably going into the draft regardless of what happens this season. So it's not crazy to think that depending on the national championship game, especially, we see that happen. Carson Beck fell out of the lineup, but we don't know who else is going to
That's
fall out of the
such a
lineup too.
stupid situation, man. Well,
So yeah,
about
it's not crazy to think
next
that
year.
Shador is not going to be the first quarterback drafted, but when you look at it, you've got the first three are Titans, Browns, Giants. All three of them are probably going to look to draft a quarterback, and I don't know how. I mean, I would be insulted if I was frankly Shador and I didn't get drafted to one of those teams, just because you know
Because of
they
what's out there. Let's say if
right, yeah,
now Shador, just to stay on Shador and then back to the Dion. With
yeah, yeah. Sorry,
Shador,
yeah.
he's not anything. I
He's fine.
think
Yeah,
he's just fine. He's not a Camus prospect, and he's in a position that this isn't a very heavy quarterback draft.
yeah.
Um. So, anyways, but Regardless
So
of
going
which,
back to Deion, my thing is, and this connects the two. That's why I brought Shador up. Shador was in a conversation this year for Heisman for a little bit, not by the very end, but for a decent amount of time, he was getting a considerable amount of Heisman votes, and that is entirely because of Deion. 100%
I
was
agree.
Deion's lobbying. Um, you can argue that Travis Hunter won because his coach was Deion Sanders. Um, and that's why
In
Ashton
a way,
Jennings
and
did
being
not win.
dual threat. That's
Oh
what
yeah,
helps
no,
too.
I
Oh
don't.
yeah.
I'm not saying that is what it is, but there are people who could make an argument that's not uncompelling that his coach was helpful in his Heisman campaign. I think he has a better career if he stays in Colorado.
Yeah,
If
without
I
his
were
kids too.
him,
He's never not coached his kids.
right. If I'm him, I want to stay in Colorado. I'm not him, and obviously he doesn't want to stay in Colorado. But that being said, I think unless it's a ridiculous amount of money,
But you know it well.
I know, but if it's not a ridiculous amount of money, I can see Colorado convincing him to stay because he's got a lot of power in that league, meaning
Plus,
the
he has
Big
a lot of
12
work to
conference.
do. He has a
Well, yeah,
lot of
too.
work to do. They have a long ways to go.
Yeah.
That respect with Colorado that went from a nothing program to finally having fans in the stand.
Yeah.
It's just how you compare legacy. Like right here in the Deion Sanders era, specifically this year, he went 1-8 in the Pac-12. Sorry, this is his whole career. Sorry, 1-8 in the
Yep.
Pac-12.
Mhm.
Already terrible start.
Yep.
Zero career ranked wins. Zero career ranked wins.
Oh, I know.
13-12. That's it. Just one game over 500. One cheating accusation. Zero accolades. One on the field, and only a 250% winning percentage against. Yeah, it says here.
Why does
Yeah,
that
but
matter?
Because the idea is you'd only hire him for attention.
Ain't
right.
that-
And you are Jerry Jones, right? Who's very vocal on how bad he wants to win. And
Gotta win.
with all due respect to Jerry Jones,
This
and
ain't
he
it.
knows it himself. He's 82 years old. Doesn't have a lot of time left. Like, I'm not trying to make this morbid,
No,
but
I got you. You're right. You're right.
Well, everybody's saying that.
so this is your chance right now. This roster you have really isn't that bad. It just needs a lot of improvement on defense, especially in the secondary. I do think if you could draft right and get some free agent signings, even though it's a detriment to my team in the division, that they can make a run. And honestly, Mike McCarthy is a good coach, despite being clowned all the time. He is a good coach, and reckon saw a couple of ugly losses in the playoffs as the Cowboys head coach specifically. But yeah, that's just what does Jerry Jones want? They haven't even been in the NFC Championship since 1995. That's an insanely long drought.
Yeah.
So if you bring in Deion,
you fix nothing.
You literally don't fix anything. And also remember, there's a difference between disciplining college athletes and actual professional adults.
Right, yeah.
So
Deion's not gonna be able to big league Dak Prescott.
Yeah, exactly.
As an example.
And he's approaching his 10th season. Next year's his 10th season.
Oh wow.
And that stuff, right? He's paid him, he's paid CeeDee Lamb, and you had the best line at one point that has dwindled a little just because of just so many missed opportunities. Yeah. So now you have to really think, what do we want? Do we just want attention or do we want to win? And I personally think the actual favorite is Kellen Moore, who's right now the offensive coordinator of the Eagles, and they have put in work this season.
But then they just let him go.
Well, they let him go 2 years ago. He was the offensive coordinator from 2019 to 2022. That's who they thought was going to actually take over before they hired McCarthy. Then he went to the Chargers for a year with Justin Herbert and didn't do much with that. But then obviously had a really good year this year as the OC for the Eagles. So yeah, and I know he's been on the record a year ago that he said that would be the one reason why he wouldn't want to go to the pros, because of the discipline aspect. And well, does he want to actually fulfill what he wants to do and turn Colorado into a powerhouse? They're definitely on their way.
Right.
But Now that you would have also the Nepo baby aspect gone, despite them having talent and stuff, now he can solely focus on getting Colorado into a powerhouse program, especially in the Big 12 where
Do
the
you
door is
think he
open for
can?
them. Do I think he can?
Yes, because I don't think he can.
In the Big 12? You don't think he can get that
I
team
think
to
he
win
can.
the Big 12?
I think they can win the Big
No,
12. Yeah,
Yeah, they can win the
I
Big
think they
12.
can. I can,
I
especially the
doubt
right
it.
recruiting. But it's going to take. It's going to take like 5 years though.
The third best team already. I mean,
Is it? Can
granted,
he
they're
defeat
losing their highs.
BYU and stuff like
You're
that?
losing a
Yeah.
Heisman, you're losing your quarterback,
Losing your
you're losing
Heisman guy, I
You're
get
pretty
that,
much
but
start rebuilding
you
everything.
got Deion Sanders doing your recruiting. That's got to be an upside for half of the kids who are trying to go. Like, I get to work for Coach Prime. Like that,
I just think it'll.
I think it works way better if he
It's going to
stays in
take like
Colorado.
5 years. Yeah.
I don't
So
know if
I
it'll
think
take
so
that
too.
long because let's not forget ASU's losing its motor, right? And Scatterbo. And so you still got the quarterback, but other than that, ASU's not going to have the same explosiveness that they had, especially late game. Iowa's fine. Iowa State rather is fine, but they weren't anything special in that Big 12 championship game. They got absolutely whooped on. Yeah, so it's really BYU or Colorado looking to step up into that third place role. And from this season, I should say, and who knows what next season brings with those two teams. But yeah, I think he's absolutely in contention if he stays in Colorado to move up the rankings to find himself as the second or third best team. And yeah, I would say 3 years from now, even he could be holding up the Big 12 conference title with
That the Undertaker gives him
an automatic what's it called? An automatic shot at a
bid to
national
the.
title. And I don't believe that goes anywhere, but it's still a big deal. For Colorado to go from no fans before they hired him to a playoff game would be remarkable. So yeah, I don't know. I think he should stay. If he went to the NFL, it would be to coach his son. We've already talked about this on the show. And the only option they have at that to really even try and make that happen would be the Giants.
Which he said he doesn't want to go to the Giants.
Correct. So that would be the only way to do that. The Giants are third, so it's conceivable that
and they're
you
keeping
have...
Dayball and Shane too. So.
Well, they got rid of their head coach, I thought, right?
No, it's the Jets. No,
Oh,
Giants
I
are
know
staying
the
the
Jets
same.
did. Yeah.
Giants kept them.
Giants kept them both.
Then they can't. So they can't even go to the Giants then. So there's nowhere for him to go.
Right. Bottom line, I don't think he's going to Dallas, even though that would be the PR decision for it.
I think he'll go to Dallas because Deion Sanders cares about one thing: guaranteed money.
He's got guaranteed money in college, though, man.
You're right.
I will say he will shoot. He needs to win a Super Bowl if he goes to the pros.
Right. If Dallas offers him some crazy amount, he's guaranteed he's going.
But I'm saying if in the next 3 years he plays in the Big 12 conference, they're going to give him a championship. They're going to give him a bonus. If he wins and goes to the playoffs, he's going to get the world's biggest college football bonus. He's already made that team more money than they paid for him because he got people to show up to the football games.
Yeah.
So he's already been a solid investment. They've already made their money back. They can up his money if they want to. And if he's already almost there. He beats two more teams, BYU and
Arizona
what do we
State.
say? Well, Arizona State. We'll keep Arizona State at the top for now, but I'm saying Iowa State and BYU. If he beats those two teams and keeps the people who are knocking at the door, of which there are a few, at bay, then he's absolutely got himself his first raise. And then if he can beat Arizona State within in the next few years while they still have that quarterback of theirs, that's worth another one. So I think he'd be crazy to leave. Again, unless he could coach his son, because it's clear he likes to do that, but there's no conceivable way he can coach his son because, frankly, his son is too good at football to be the 12th pick in the draft. So
Can I ask you one thing about Shador, last thing, and the next. Don't you think you're Shador? You want to get out of your dad's shadow?
Oh, yeah, I think Shador would hate for his dad to be the coach. Yeah, no,
right?
100%.
There was only one instance of an NFL coach coaching his son, and it was not the Sanders. It's just back from the 70s. I think it might be the Bucks, but that doesn't happen. The
No.
nepotism that it's we talk about nepo babies and nepotism. Nepotism is hard in sports, with the exception of LeBron.
Yeah, well, and it's hard, but also not for nothing. Like unlike Bronny, right? The top
You
three
have to be
teams.
good.
Well, no, but the top three teams that I just mentioned, they do need a good quarterback. So it's
Yeah.
not like, oh, well, he needs his dad so he can start. No, if he goes to Tennessee, Cleveland, or New York Giants, he is the starting quarterback. That's not a question. There's no one else. There's no other option. If he goes to any of those teams, again, I guess Browns technically, because maybe Deshaun Watson's not hurt. Who knows what's happening
Yeah,
there? That's a nightmare. I would hate to be an
he
executive
had
in
a
that
step. He
organization.
had the step back with the Achilles, and then trying
Yeah,
the
but
contract, and
yeah,
yeah,
if he goes first or third in particular, he is going to be the starting quarterback, and I think he's going to go third. By the way, I think he'll be the Giants' new quarterback. I'm going to say that now. I know his
Even
and
even though he said that bull crap that he doesn't want to play for them.
yep, that's the best gig that he could
Wait,
get.
Shador.
Yeah.
When did Shador say that? Because he had the giant cleats with
No,
Malik Neighbors.
Deion said he didn't want them to play him to play there.
Oh, Deion. I was like, I know
Yeah.
Shador has some interest because he
No,
did
Deion
the
said he didn't want Shador to play there, but
okay.
that wasn't. It wasn't Shador who said that. Shador wants to get drafted to the NFL and have a career, and I think the Giants are of the three teams at the top are the best place for him because Will Levis is still young. I don't anticipate him
Oh,
turning it around. I don't anticipate him turning it around, but you run into the issue of if Shador doesn't do well, now you got the Green Goblin mask speaking to you from the sidelines saying, "Put Will back in, put Will back in." You could lose your spot that
and it's
way.
also if the Giants decide to go. Sorry.
Yep.
I was just saying if Shador goes to the Giants, the thing about that is no doubt Dayball and Shane, they don't even deserve this fourth year, but they
Well,
need to
yeah.
win right away. And if they have the excuse because they made the dumbest decision in franchise history in paying Daniel Jones,
Hmm.
you have to win. And are you going to develop a quarterback right away? And Jaden Daniels and CJ Stroud is a rare situation that happens. And there's no quarterback coming out of the draft that has their potential, unfortunately.
Well, yeah, but
So
who are you going to get? You'd have to trade for a quarterback
you
at
would
that
either
point.
have to get there's a Kirk Cousins and then Justin Fields.
Justin
I'm just
Fields
saying
is
Donaldson,
that
interesting, but
Donald.
Sam Darnold, yeah, that's an option. It's just well,
you think
that those
Darnold? But do you think Darnold is gonna? I guess he's gonna leave because he's not gonna get the starting gig after this last game.
Right.
But I don't know. We'll talk about that. We'll have a football chat for the drafts when it gets closer. But yeah, interesting stuff. We'll see where Coach Prime lands.
yeah, the bottom line, all this is where Coach Prime lands. I think if anything, this will happen after the Super Bowl. And I'm saying is just seeing what Dallas wants to do. I just think Kellen Moore is going to be the new coach of the Cowboys, in my opinion.
Well, Salah got a chance. He didn't interview it
He
today,
did
or
it.
is he
He
having
did it.
tomorrow?
He's interviewing with the Cowboys. He's interviewed with the Jaguars, and to be defensive coordinator at San Francisco. And I'm very surprised people are giving him a chance. But
Why?
I'm not.
because he's a terrible head coach, and I understand
Not that terrible.
He had a bad
he
team.
he had bad teams and bad quarterbacks against him. But for somebody who's still relatively young and a defensive genius, I think he needs to go be a coordinator once again and then get
He
back to
might.
head
He might
coach.
go to San Francisco to simply lay low, let the stink dry out from his Jets tenure, and then try again. That's very possible.
Yeah, and then just get success as a coordinator again. But
Yeah,
um
we'll
yeah.
see.
Dion,
That's
we will
interesting
see
though.
what Coach Prime does.
You say that about the Giants. That's just interesting because I'm looking at the draft order. We'll talk offline about that. We got to move on though.
Sounds good. So I had one story for one of the first times that I have to do an audible because it actually changed. So just long story short, I won't even mark this. We had a Ingenie Malkin, who's a long time power forward, not power forward, a long time forward for the Pittsburgh Penguins. And it was reported that he had his Stanley Cup ring stolen. Well, it was just retracted 25 minutes ago that he misplaced them and they found him. This was actually going. This is going to lead to a story that this was going to lead to a story
I
somewhat
know.
irrelevant now.
I know what the story was too, because we talked about it, and we're like, "Oh, that's crazy."
Yeah, this might be related to a ring that there's a lot of athletes who are getting robbed from Joe Burrow, Travis
Yep.
Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, Bobby Portis Jr., that there might be a ring
Going
targeting
after the
athletes,
athletes' houses, but not this one.
but not this one. So we will have to move on with that story last minute, as is confirmed here by the Allegheny, I think that's Allegheny, the Allegheny County, whatever, out of
Algonquin,
Pittsburgh.
probably
Yeah,
Algonquin County.
yeah. Yeah, that they confirmed that he just misplaced him. So that's just silly.
Oh my god! How imagine you call the police because you lost your ring.
Insane. But we'll have to now, as I'm just doing very fast editing now on the copy and everything. So Bill Burr, guys. Bill Burr looks like he's back. He announced he's having a new stand-up special on Hulu coming out soon. He's going to Broadway in the spring. And, Bill Burr shows up on Jimmy Kimmel this week. And he made a lot of noise. So we'll see how far we could get away with this 12 million clip and see, him on his reaction to various things in life going on right now. So let's look at some Bill Burr doing Bill Burr things quickly.
I heard you had to evacuate your home.
Yes, like most people I had to. I got lucky, the winds moved, but, the fire was coming and all that stuff. So I feel lucky.
Are you guys back in?
And I think everybody did a great job.
Yeah.
Unlike the internet,
Yeah, right. I know. It's right.
Oh, my God. All of these fire experts. Why didn't you just fly a helicopter into the ocean? And then just, I don't know, because there was 100-knot winds? You want to do that? You want to do that at night, you lunatic?
How are you?
This was definitely mismanaged.
That's a big word we're hearing now.
Mismanaged, like some idiot on the internet knows how to manage the worst fire in L.A. sitting there in his underwear. You know what? Looking at the footage on the internet, I have determined that this here was mismanaged.
You know about helicopters because I remember, and it's interesting.
Dude.
You'd missed the best part of that clip.
Which, well, let me get that real quick. So I just, have to play around with these.
Yeah.
Because it's Disney.
He talks about State Farm.
Just 1 second. So, Ryan, you talked about the best part of the clip, right?
Yeah, that's coming up. But I will say, Bill Burr, just before we go into the longer thing, I always love listening to him because, let's be honest, the three of us have been watching the absolute devastation happening in California, been like, what went wrong? Like, who did something wrong? And I get it. It's human nature. You want to blame somebody. You want to be like, this person's the fault. This person's the fault.
Not God.
You don't want
nature.
God or the wind or whatever. You want to be like, it was Gavin Newsom's fault, or it's Karen Bass, or it's the fire chief. You want to do that because you can blame that person. You can look that person in the eye and say, you messed up and bad things happen. And Bill Burr looks at the people like us who say that and say, shut up. Obviously, you don't know what to do. If you knew what to do, you would have their job. And also, it's a fire. It happens. And it's the worst fire in the history of Los Angeles. Shut up. And I think we all needed to hear that. But I think we all definitely needed to hear what he said toward the end of the clip, which is why I said it's the best part.
Right, I have that right here quickly.
Pacific Palisades, and then we have a hang glider. And they're talking about looting, but CNN and Fox News are not going to bring up the insurance companies that are just going to keep everybody's premiums and still give themselves a bonus. Yeah. Yes. Free Luigi.
So obviously you heard the nervous laugh off of Jimmy Kimmel after that one. You also heard the people not nervously clapping about that. Our friend here, not our friend. I'm not going to say friend. I always make a joke about friend when we talk about people. But a recurring character on the Productive Conversations TweetCap, Luigi Mangione, gets a shout out and an endorsement, tongue in cheek perhaps, but an endorsement nonetheless from Bill Burr. That has made news. I've read several pieces about that already. Some folks are not happy. Some folks are very happy. It's definitely a divisive thing, but yeah, he shouted out an assassin, alleged assassin, on
Yeah.
on TV. And so we'll see how that plays out.
Man, we talk about philosophers. He really is one, man. He really does put good. He's good at putting things in perspective.
Bill Burr, game is game. It's the order.
But
Socrates.
yeah, Bill Burr hitting on some great stuff right there. Am I right?
Is, but I think we should do it justice when we say, like, yeah, no one is talking about the State Farm thing. I mentioned the State Farm thing in our private chat when it first happened.
Yes.
When I found out about
They're
it.
not matching mine. They're not sponsoring.
No, but I'm saying
I'm saying like we could talk about that because
we could talk bad.
ABC, Disney might be sponsoring them, like a good neighbor. State Farm is there. Definitely the
Yeah.
NFL. You won't be hearing that.
No, exactly. But State Farm, they said, it's dangerous to have insurance out here because we're probably going to have to pay it out because they're in a fire zone or they're close enough to a fire zone. So they just pulled the insurance. They said, we don't insure this area anymore. You got to find new insurance. So that's going to send everybody else's price to the roof because one of the biggest competitors who can carry, by the way, a ton of insurance at a lower cost to the consumer because they're a national company are out. So now anyone local or regional, their prices are shooting straight up. And then this happens. Half these people still haven't found their fire insurance yet. Got absolutely no help. But for years, they've been paying State Farm. So State Farm sat there and said, you need to pay us because if something happens to your house in a fire, we're the only way you're going to get the money you need up front to fix it. And then right before the fire, they said, hey, we don't want to fix that. That's too much money, and pulled out. It's literally, it's a protection racket. It's like the mob coming to the store saying you're going to pay the mob or something might happen to your store. They're the thing that might happen to the store, and they know that. Mm-hmm. So they know they'll never have to pay it out. Like they'll never have
to. It's like an analytics team trying to, be cost efficient.
Right. I'm saying, like, they know, in that case, in the mob case, they know nothing bad's going to happen to the store. You know why? Because they're the bad thing that's going to happen. So the money is they're never going to have to do anything for the money. It's just free money for them. That's essentially what the insurance companies are doing. They're collecting the premiums, saying if you don't pay us, something bad could happen with a fire and you won't be covered and we won't be able to help you. And then as soon as the fire came, they said, we're not going to help you. So what is the point?
We're not going to help you.
What is the point of insurance? What is the point of insurance if the moment they pull out is the exact moment that the fire could come?
The moment you need them the most.
Right. It's fire season, so they pull all their coverage. I bet you they go back, by the way, in the summer or whatever, when there's not fire season and the air is, got more moisture and there's less dry stuff everywhere. In the middle of fire season, they pull coverage. They'll probably go back. Everyone will pay them for another 10 months. Then they'll pull it again and everyone's house will burn down. They'll be like, well, we don't insure you. We insured you in, in June when there's no fires. But in January, when the fires show up, nah, we're gone. It's insane. It's literally stealing. It's literally stealing. I can't think of any good faith reason to explain how that's not stealing from people. If you know a way to make that not stealing, you should tell me because I don't get it.
I'm trying to think of a way right now. When did they pull it?
Guys.
I'll tell you that right now. When did they pull it? Because
seriously, how do you put these State Farm commercials and stuff on, especially with the NFL? Like Jake from State Farm is literally contradicting himself. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. It's straight up bullshit. It is. How do you explain it?
It just says in 2024.
Damn, they picked good timing, huh?
Sorry. No, in October. State Farm stated that its non-renewals through its subsidiaries, State Farm General, represented X amount of California business. So October. And then January 13th, 2024. Oh, no. Sorry, this was this January 13th. So it was recently. And this is not about State Farm. But they're trying to get State Farm to pay up anyway. But it looks like. But yeah, October. We're gonna call it October because that's the only month I can see listed here. So October of last year, they said we're out. And then in January of this year, months later, what is the point? What is the point of insurance if the only time you need it is the only time they're not going to do it?
Right.
Jokes. Hate you. I hate the insurance companies that don't pull up. Some do, though. Some do.
Sorry,
but when you only need to pay for $20 medication.
Yeah, I mean, no, my wife was in an accident, and our car insurance at that time when that happened
stepped up.
It helped us out a lot. We were able to,
okay, take it back. There's some insurance companies step up, but not State Farm when you need it the most.
Right. My point is not the insurance is bad. We need insurance because insurance gives you a lot of capital very quickly when you otherwise wouldn't have that. And insurance works by collecting money from everywhere, putting it in one spot, and then giving it out to people in need. But the insurance company wants everyone to pay, and then they don't want to give the money to the people in need because then they made more money. And that's called greed. It's literally stealing, and we need to fix it.
That's how you know, brother. That's how you know. We need to fix it. We'll see how long it keeps going. We're still thinking about those people in Southern California.
Yes.
And when this finally dwindles down with no major threats of winds or fires, and this is actually put out, then maybe we can have reflections and conversations, especially with the insurance companies, which we definitely need to do. So I'm going to switch this up. We're going to put some positivity on this, and we're going to highlight one of the most underrated things in daytime television, actually. Have you guys heard of the Jennifer Hudson show?
I know it exists. I don't think I've ever seen an episode though.
Daytime stuff and stuff like that, right? Sometimes I've caught it on the gym and stuff. Have you ever heard of the viral sensation caused from the Jennifer Hudson spirit tunnel?
No.
Which is what it is. The Jennifer Hudson spirit tunnel. Talk shows should take a note of this. So pretty much if you are going to be if you're going to be a guest on the Jennifer Hudson show, you get a nice spirit tunnel. You get a literal group of people right next to you cheering you on as you enter the stage. And I will show you a bunch of different examples of the Jennifer Hudson spirit tunnel being the best thing in daytime TV right now. So we got right here's the Wayans, not brothers, but
family.
Damon Wayans Sr. and Jr. So this is literally what they do. Martin Lawrence. Michelle Obama.
So honored to have you, Michelle Obama, at a happy place.
Let's keep it going. Angela Bassett.
Angela Bassett. Angela Bassett. Angela Bassett. Angela Bassett. Angela Bassett. Angela Bassett.
I don't know who this is. Seriously, who is this? I don't know who this is.
Did it say Saweetie?
Is that her? I never saw her face.
I thought that's what they said in the song. But
yeah, that's what I thought.
No, she's very pretty. John Legend.
He's walking the stage right now. He's walking the stage. Wait a minute.
I don't know if that's Tia or Tamara, but one of them.
It's one of them.
This is Tia Murray.
Tia.
This is Tia Murray. This is
Korean. They sing this song Korean.
That's cool.
By the way, he's in Squid Games, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, just
Yes.
But yes, it's just a bunch of people cheering the guests on as they go see Jennifer Hudson. Don't we need more of this?
I want to see what they come up with for like Bill Nye or who's a nerd. I want a nerd.
Bill Nye.
What's his name? Jim Parsons.
Oh, I actually got one for you, Ryan. Keep going though. Keep going.
Yeah, I want to see how Jim Parsons handles it because I think he'd handle it as well as I do, which is utter confusion as to how I should operate while I'm walking down. I would want to engage because it's very nice. It's a lot of energy. I'm sure I'd feel the energy, and I like energy, but I also wouldn't want to dance because I'm not that good at that. And so I would kind of just do lots of weird very similar to the guy from Squid Games, perhaps. Just a lot of this and a lot of this and a lot of that is probably what would happen. But I would love to see like a Jim Parsons do this. That would be quite funny to me. Conversely, you could go old guy and not nerdy guy. You get like I don't know, who's an old celebrity, like a Henry.
You know, it would be really good. I wish Jimmy Carter was still alive.
I mean, he's not, so unfortunately we can't do that. But you know, you get like a Henry Winkler or something like that. That could be the thing. I'd just love to see how they handle it. I'm sure they handle it well. I'm just curious to see because everybody at the beginning danced. And they all danced on beat, and it was wonderful. But a lot of us can't do that. And so that's why I want to see the person who can't do that.
I got a perfect person to do the spirit tunnel really quick. I'm just pulling that up. I want more spirit tunnels.
Oh,
We
yeah.
need more spirit tunnels.
I feel like, though, it'd be disingenuous if the Tonight Show did it. You know what I mean? It wouldn't have the same
Oh, yeah, no,
feel.
hell no.
You just have to get more. Basically, more people should go on the Jennifer Hudson show so we can get more spirit tunnels. That's what I think. I think
Ryan,
we need that show to be more.
Ryan, I lived the literal perfect example of somebody who is a nerd who did the spirit tunnel trying to figure themselves out.
Okay.
You are going to get a kick out of who it is.
Okay.
Ethan Slater from SpongeBob the Musical and Ariana's boyfriend. Home record. Home He doesn't know what the hell he's doing.
I will say this, unfortunately for Ethan, which, yes, that's exactly what I wanted to see, and it happened. It's great. I find it hard to believe. I mean, I believe it because I saw it, but I would never have guessed that a Broadway star would be the guy who didn't know how to dance to the entrance. That surprises me quite a bit. That the guy who had the least flow is a trained dancer.
All right, I'll show you another example. How about
there's more?
How about Henry Winkler?
I literally said he should do it.
Oh,
what a day, we couldn't wait.
Right on point with this one. There you go, huh?
I literally said if I couldn't get a nerd, I wanted an old guy like Henry Winkler, and we got me a nerd and Henry Winkler. Best show on TV.
That's what we're talking about, right?
Best show on TV.
Man, best show on TV. Now the Jennifer Hudson show.
That's right. Everyone's got to watch. Productive conversations approved.
Just in case, just because, might as well keep this last one a bonus one, just because, well, he literally was just on the show earlier. So let's do it again from one show host to another.
All right. Let's be honest here. That's me.
He just walked.
Let's just be honest. That's me. Like, haha, fun. Start walking faster because I don't know what to do. Gotta get out of the tunnel. The tunnel is too much for me. Yeah, that would have been me. I think we could if the productive conversation is ever invited onto Jennifer Hudson show and the three of us go down the tunnel. Jose's face will be covered the whole time.
Damn right.
Matt will be doing the clapping, and I will be walking just a little bit faster
I
than
gotta
everybody
find
else.
at least one happy one. We can't end on that note.
Hey, that was happy. Jimmy was happy. You could tell.
Yeah, but I just needed
He was just,
someone
he was
pep
just a
in the
little,
step.
little overwhelmed is all, and it happens to the best of us.
Mm-hmm.
They spelled his name and everything. That's like a lot. All right.
Or how about this? This one could be a fun one.
Okay.
Oh man, with these stupid YouTube ads. Even I have a free, not a free account, but I bought on my other Gmail account.
Gotcha.
Maybe Ted Danson. Ted Danson give us government.
He could be both nerdy and old.
Okay.
It's good to see your face. Ted is here at the happy place.
It's on a show called The Happy Place, or The Good Place, rather. Anyway, that's fun. I like Ted Danson. Dancing.
All right. So that's a good way to bring some spirit. Am I right?
Yeah, I like it. I don't know what the show's about, but I like the entrance.
Hey, it's just a regular other daytime talk show. So
yeah, and you know what? It's a hook. It's something that'll go viral. Something that's
this
funny.
is better. After the whole Ellen BS stuff, and we got Jennifer Hudson doing this instead. No. I think it wound
better
up
than
working
Ellen.
out.
Yes.
So, did you guys hear about the movie Betterman?
Yes.
Do you know what it's about, Jose? Have you heard about Betterman?
No, what is it?
I have a confession at some point in this segment too.
I'll have Pop Culture Brian. Oh, sorry, I'll have Pop Culture Brain explain the whole Betterman controversy and why this has been such a weird, ugly thing to notice in the film industry. Betterman, hit it, Pop Culture Brain.
This has to be one of the biggest flops in Hollywood history. The Robbie Williams biopic Betterman, in which the British pop star is depicted as a CGI monkey, cost its independent financiers $110 million to make. Paramount then acquired it for $25 million and likely spent at least 8 figures on its marketing. And well, the movie finally opened wide on 1,300 screens in the US this past weekend, and it did just $1 million at the box office. As a reminder, I'm at Pop Culture Brain on all platforms. For comparison's sake, The Brutalist opened on just 68 screens total this weekend, and it did $1.38 million. But Alex, what about Betterman's global box office? Hasn't it been playing worldwide since Christmas? Yes, it has, and its total box office worldwide to date is just $10 million. Personally, I was planning to go see Betterman last week, but then my theater abruptly removed it from the schedule. I guess its impending doom was on the wind, so to speak. Hollywood consultant David A. Gross summed it up nicely to Variety, saying $110 million is not realistic for this genre and for this musical artist. $25 to $30 million would have made more sense.
So can you guys tell me, have you heard of Robbie Williams, the performer?
Yes.
So, this is important.
Of course you have.
This is important. I thought this entire time until this week, when this story became big, that this movie was about Rob Thomas. Lead singer of Matchbox 20, sings the song Smooth with Santana. I thought this entire time that Rob Thomas made a documentary movie about himself
as a chip,
and he's a monkey for some reason. And can I say, I was gonna go see it.
You were genuinely down for this.
Because I was like, why did Rob Thomas do this movie? It doesn't make any sense to me. And then I find out it's not Rob Thomas. It's some dude named Robbie Williams from the UK that I've never heard of a single song the dude's never done. But I guess he's a big deal over there.
Man, you never heard of that?
What'd you say?
You never heard of Millennial, whatever the hell that's called?
No, nobody has
wow.
clearly in America except Jose.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I have no idea what that song is. No idea who he is. I don't know why he deserves a story. I don't know anything about him. In
He's
fairness, I don't.
famous and he's famous in England.
Yeah, but
He's
I
real
mean,
big in England.
there are famous people who don't need a biopic. Surely.
Yeah, the crazy story, a life story. I mean,
If he
it should
does,
be.
then great.
Yo, hear
but
this.
I'm
This is
saying
crazy.
I didn't know
Robbie
that.
Williams sold over 75 million records worldwide.
Yeah. If
Dude,
only
you
he
guys
could
are.
sell.
You
If
know what
only
it
he
is?
could sell tickets to his movie.
You know what it is? You guys are babies. That's the reason. Like you
I mean,
guys don't
that's
know.
honestly, yeah. It's probably we're too young, but I'm just saying. Again, to be clear, when I thought this was a Rob Thomas, I cannot stress. I thought this was about Matchbox 20, but they were all monkeys, and so when I thought this was Rob Thomas, I wanted to see it not because I thought that Rob Thomas deserved a movie. It was quite literally opposite. I was like, what about Rob Thomas deserves a movie? And obviously, I still feel that way about this Robbie Williams guy, but the difference is at least I knew who Rob Thomas was, so I could see it and be like, interesting that he thinks that that's important enough to commit to film. But with Robbie Williams, I don't know anything about him, so I don't even have a reason to I don't even have a reason to disagree with the movie. Rob Thomas was gonna be like, he doesn't need a movie. For Robbie Williams, I have no opinion because I don't know anything about him. Why it was even released here is kind of crazy to me. It should have been released wide. Should have been select theaters in major cities, and that's it. They should not have focused their strategy on making money here. That was their mistake.
$110 million budget. Right now, only 11.9 million at the box office. That is god awful, man. And I mean, apparently the movie's good. The critical consensus on Rotten Tomatoes says, quote, daring to substitute his marquee star with an visual effects creation and somehow pulling it off. Betterman makes a monkey out of the traditional musical biopic to thrilling effect. Only nobody showed up.
Yeah, but that's important to a movie. You know what I mean? People showing
Yeah,
up.
people. You need their money.
Not just money.
Well, if he was big enough, though, let me ask you, if, I don't know, Justin Bieber did a biopic on himself and he decided to be a monkey, would people show up?
I would show up. I was gonna go see Rob Thomas's monkey movie. Of course, I'd see Justin Bieber's.
Or Drake, or anybody. Fill in the blank. Like,
I'll let
maybe
you know
not.
this.
Actually, maybe not Drake, because what is Drake? I mean, I guess the actor to rapper thing could be interesting, but like Justin Bieber was a child star. Like I feel like there's a ripe story.
Are you trying
about
to tell me
that.
that Rob Thomas will have a better story than Drake?
No, no, I don't. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying without any story, I would have still gone to see the Rob Thomas monkey movie. That's what I'm saying. So of course I'd go to somebody with a story to tell. You know what I mean? A child star or an actor turned rapper from Canada. Yeah, both of those are more interesting than Rob Thomas, who I would have seen. So yes, of course I would see those two. But I mean, yeah. So to answer your question, Matt, yes, I would go see. It wouldn't even have to be that big. Almost any American music star, if they made this movie, I probably would have gone to see because I know who they are. And I don't know who Robbie Williams is. But if you like Robbie Williams, go see the movie if it's still around and let us know in the comments.
if you can find it.
Yeah, and if you don't like him, don't see the movie, but let us know in the comments. Either way, let us know in the comments.
I feel you guys. Good stuff there. Jose, since you're the Robbie
expert.
Williams fan here, are you interested in this?
No, I'm not. I give two shits about him. But I know who he is. I know his story. I know he came from a fucking band. He came from a band. He kind of broke out. He was like the Justin Timberlake of his fucking band. Broke out. Was this fucking wild guy. Just fucks around, drugs. Had his thing with alcohol and drug abuse. Fucks around like no tomorrow. And came clean. Blew up in America for like back in the TRL days. And then kind of dropped back off again.
What if they remade 8 Mile, but they were all monkeys? I'm just spitballing.
I think
that could work.
You know what it is? The monkey. It's just because how fucking bonkers he was. It just made sense that like he would come
make
up with
him a
this
monkey.
bullshit, like to make this a monkey, because he just thought outside the box. He wasn't this like when you like see his interviews and the way he comes at people and shit like that. He's like, yo, this fucker is crazy. Like I like to think I'm a good time. This nigga is a good fucking time because you don't know what the fuck you. One minute you think you're going to church, the next minute you're robbing the old lady. Like you don't know what the fuck going on.
Robin Williams, they should do one about him as a monkey.
No, no.
That
Give
would
some
work.
respect on it. Give him some respect.
Imagine us seeing a monkey hang himself. Come on now.
What? No, stop it, Jose.
Ryan, you did walk
Not
into
that part. I would
You
think
did
we
walk
didn't mean
into
that
that
bit.
one,
Listen, you're
I didn't mean that
about
part.
it.
You
You're
did
pretty
set that
dirty.
up pretty. You set
I
that one
didn't
up.
mean that part. Obviously, I didn't mean that part.
That's
Come
the
on.
only reason why I watch it. It's just to see a monkey hang himself.
I didn't mean that part. I meant
It's
all the
what?
other parts. Come on now. But I will say, I don't know. I think the monkey thing is what the critics seem to like. So maybe, I guess,
Yeah, gotta actually watch the movie.
lesson learned, find a more interesting, more globally known superstar and make them a monkey in their biopic.
Yeah, but
I don't know what the lesson is here.
He probably robbing whoever his name is, found a fucking groupie, had the money, produced the shit. Universal came in and was like, "Hey, I'll put 25 million to put this out
They
here."
put 110 million. That's the problem.
Well, what Universal put? Universal put 20
No,
something.
they said Paramount as the distributor did
Paramount,
25
sorry,
million.
yeah, to
But
put
the other
25.
investors
Yeah, other investors
to make it
probably
with
was a
the
fucking
VFX
groupie.
and all that.
Yeah, 1 to 10. They're probably all fucking Robin Williams fans. All came in together, jerking each other off. Was like, hey, this is gonna be the greatest thing since fucking sliced bread. And then Paramount was like, hey, it's not a bad movie. I'll put $25 million up for a crap shoot, and this is what happens.
Yeah, because it's bad. Well, it's not bad.
The movie's good. It's just nobody gives a
no one
shit
knows
about
who
him.
he is. That's what I'm saying. So,
Yeah.
lesson learned: pick more famous people, make them monkeys.
I think it was supposed to intrigue you to go about if they made this a monkey. And it's like, hey, what if this monkey was normal? And then you come to find out it's about this motherfucker.
Yes, and I'm saying if the same thing happens, but it's about like I don't know, Queen Elizabeth, that's interesting. Now I know who we're talking about. Okay, that's all I'm saying. It's just pick a more famous person for your monkey biopic. That's all.
I agree.
Now, why don't we actually go from another debate to an even more tense and hostile one?
Ooh.
Because the meme page Puberty had a poll. The poll was, who is the greatest Batman of all time?
Okay.
As in, who is the best actor to portray Batman and Bruce Wayne?
Live action?
Live action, yes. Not Kevin Conroy, rest in peace, who definitely has one of the GOATs in his own right.
Okay, of course.
This is live action, feature film Batman. Now, should we debate first? Or, let's us debate first before I give you the results. So, who is the best Batman of all time? Who portrayed Batman the best out of anybody? The best Batman of all time is, and why is it Christian Bale? Ryan and Jose.
Jose first.
This is a generational question, realistically, debate, because you guys will say that bullshit Christian Bale. And we will go with Michael Keaton. Like my Batman, my number one Batman is Michael Keaton.
This sucks for Matt. My favorite Batman is also Michael Keaton.
Well, 100%. Guys, no
I
doubt
will
say,
but let me
Batman
finish. Let me finish. I do think that the best Batman is the most successful Batman, which is Christian Bale. So I do think that Christian Bale is the best one, but my personal favorite is Michael Keaton.
Yeah, but would you say, realistically, Christian Bale's the best Batman, is because of Heath Ledger?
No,
like
he did other
Bro
movies.
was awesome in Batman Begins and the Dark
he had
Knight.
2 other movies.
If you go ask anybody who's the main villain in Batman Begins, nobody can give it to me.
Ra's al Ghul by Liam Neeson. I know who.
Ra's al Ghul and Scarecrow with Cillian Murphy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oppenheimer was in it.
Was that movie that fucking great?
Yeah, it was fine. I liked it.
Yeah,
I would
like
give
that
it
was
out
just
of a
fine.
5. My 5-star rating, I would give it 3.5. That's a really good movie.
How about number 3?
With Bane?
I would say great movie.
That's a great movie, yeah.
As time has gone by, I think it's gotten better. And
The
while,
Joker one
and
is
then
the best of the
Dark
three,
Knight
yeah.
Rise, and then the original Dark Knight is an amazing movie. That's a 5.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yes. Yes. The Joker one is incredible, and that's because of Heath Ledger. Like, it's the best one because they had him and Heath Ledger, but he was fine as Batman without
And
Heath
Christian
Ledger.
Bale just what I like about Christian Bale, he plays the Bruce Wayne character really well as a suave, mysterious playboy billionaire.
Michael Keaton's Bruce Wayne was also very good. It's the
But
reason
he's so
I didn't
goofy in it. Like
Well,
I
yeah.
never saw Bruce Wayne as a goofball. That's
Well, he's
my
not
thing.
that
I've always
goofy.
had.
He's rich. He's a rich guy. He's not.
But he's
that
not goofy. Like Bruce Wayne isn't goofy like Michael Keaton portrayed him as.
Maybe I just like it. The goof kind of made him a little more
Like
relatable.
who plays as the Bruce Wayne Batman as that dark, sinister playboy billionaire with a mystery? That's
Robert Pattinson does that too, actually.
And he is really good. He is really good, but it's all about Christian Bale, my guy.
Yeah, I do believe Christian Bale is probably the best, but it's not my favorite.
He plays the character of Bruce Wayne the best, I think, out of all of them.
I could see that. I could see that argument. I don't know if I agree, but I could see the argument. That's again why I do think he's probably certainly most likely what they picked. And I do think if I was being objective, like who is the best Batman, I would still pick him because the movies were great. He did great. All of it was great. It all came together really well. But I really do like Michael Keaton. He really is my favorite
I really
Batman.
do too.
He is my favorite Batman. And those movies were more fun.
Yeah, it's campy. That's what it was.
If we're gonna be unbiased, y'all slipping on the best one.
Oh,
Adam West, goddammit. Adam fucking West.
I almost feel it's unfair to include Adam West.
That is not even
because like it's not the same.
You could literally do a different superhero.
Y'all disrespecting Adam West.
I like the Adam West one. My mom liked the Adam West one. She made me watch the Adam West show, not the movies, but the shows that they had back then.
He made them cringy shows great.
Yes, no, but I'm saying it's like almost not the same character. Like, you know what I mean? It's just I think it's hard to it's like apples and oranges, but only those are too similar. It's like apples and I don't know, horseshoes. They're just two different things. Yeah, like, you have the gritty Christian Bale and then you've got Adam West. It's just not fair to yes, obviously Michael Keaton played it with a little more camp, as did George Clooney, by the way. Well, not George Clooney, but the people around him did. But like I think that it was at least that's still recognizable as like the dark kind of noir-y Batman series that we see with Robert Pattinson, that we see with Christian Bale. Whereas Adam West has got none of the same things going for it as any of the movies. It's not a dark city. It's not a mysterious kind of noir mystery. It's a Saturday morning cartoon, but they had people in it. And so I think to me, it's almost not fair to count that. He's like, they have the list, and then they got Adam West, in my opinion, off to the side as something else.
I hear that.
Now, who played the worst Batman?
The worst Batman? That's
Kilmer?
one thing. That I don't even think, but I think Val Kilmer even had his moments. I really do. I mean, sure, if I had to pick somebody, I guess him, but I don't even think of a Batman.
Oh, I don't think so either.
Wait, hold up. There's an obvious answer. George Clooney. He made Batman a joke.
No, I think
he did not play it. George Clooney and Ben Affleck.
Oh, Ben Affleck. He was bad too. Yeah.
No, he wasn't. Ben Affleck was actually pretty good. The movies were bad. He actually was the best.
In fairness, the movies were bad, and it might be hard to you're missing the forest for the trees. Maybe I just didn't like the movie, so I didn't like Ben Affleck. But I would definitely put him toward the bottom, regardless.
When he screamed, "Stop saying that name" was a stupid line delivery, though. But I actually thought he was pretty good.
Anyway, yeah, I could see Affleck being at the bottom. I would probably put Kilmer at the bottom. Doesn't mean they're bad. It's just that's probably who I would put personally.
We can agree, though, for the future, though, Robert Pattinson is a good Batman.
Oh, yeah.
Whenever they decide to do the second one.
Yeah, next year. It comes out next year.
For now. Until they
that's true.
Give a reason to keep extending it.
Well, I mean, yeah.
I didn't watch Penguin. I haven't watched Penguin yet, so
I haven't either, but I heard it's good.
What the hell? That show's awesome.
And I love mob movies and stuff.
I heard it. Yeah, I heard it was good. So
mob movies and TV shows. So, yeah. So let's keep it going, and I will tell you who was voted with a 63% of the vote, Christian Bale is the best Batman. Robert Pattinson at the second place at 12%. Michael Keaton got third at 9%. And then not much of a separation here. Ben Affleck fourth at 7%. Fifth was Adam West. Third, George Clooney and Val Kilmer tied for last at 2%. Of the modern Batmans. And then we have Robert Lowry with 1%, I guess from the 50s, and Lewis Wilson, who had less than 1%.
I go back to the first page.
Christian Bale, which was the right decision.
Yes, I'm gonna say that I agree with that. I think that Robert Pattinson beating Michael Keaton.
Oh yeah, that's the one thing here.
That's total
a little
FOMO.
is a little bit of what's it called, recency bias. I
Mhm.
think that he was the most recent, and so they're like, all right, obviously, 'cause Christian Bale, I think, is the right answer. Maybe not 63% the right answer, but he's the right answer, right? So I'm no disrespect to number one. I get it. I probably vote that way too. I think that people are like, I don't know, who's another Batman? Robert Pattinson. And I think that is not actually indicative of the performance. I think Michael Keaton is absolutely the number two to Christian Bale. They're different approaches. I get that. But if Christian Bale is the best serious, brooding, dark Batman, Dark Knight, if you will, Michael Keaton is the best of the campy kind of comic book Batman. And I think that should have been rewarded. You know, I would have given, get Michael Keaton up to, 15%. That's what I'm saying. Take a little bit for Christian. You move Robbie back down to 9. You get what's it called? Michael Keaton about 15%. I think that would be fair.
I hear that. Okay. Now let's just move on to some other things from there, but that's our debate. Just quickly, who's the best Spider-Man and why is it Tobey Maguire?
That's tough. Because
Tobey Maguire.
So it's almost
what do you mean Tobey Maguire?
So it's almost the same thing, Matt. In that I personally like Tobey Maguire the best, but I think if we have to be fair and we're like looking at it objectively, the answer is Tom Holland.
Oh my God.
Yes.
I think that if we're
being objective, it's who plays the actual alter ego the best. And Tom Holland is no Peter Parker, if you ask me. He's just some young ass kid.
He's the best Peter Parker because he's a young ass kid. But
oh my God. Tobey Maguire had the part.
Tobey Maguire
was 30 when he did it.
He's my favorite. That's what I'm saying. I think he did awesome. But we can't ignore the fact that yes, he was 30 when he did it, and that's not how old Spider-Man's supposed
Same with
to be.
Andrew Garfield, but he actually could blend. If I would have saw Tobey Maguire and thought that is just an old-looking senior in high school.
No, come on, man.
Yeah,
you're just trying to.
No, I'm serious.
You're trying to circle around, make it so it makes sense. No, he looked like an old man. And so that's just
bro,
what it is.
You can see that in the right spots. That's that. And who is the best Superman? Is it going to be this David Cronenworth?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't have a favorite Superman. I don't like any of the Superman movies. I've never liked them.
Yeah, they're all shits.
Even the Christopher Reeves, like at least the very first one.
See, that you got to give it to him. He's an automatic since he did 3 of them.
And he did it first, right?
Wow.
I guess
from the 70s.
Yeah, I guess it would be him, but I'm not actually a huge fan of those movies either, to be honest with you.
The dude from the 70s, he was more interested in how he died than how he played Superman.
Well, we're talking about Christopher Reeves, but yeah,
Before
that happened in the 90s.
No, Dean.
You're talking. No, you're talking about what's George Reeves?
Yes.
Yeah, he got murdered, right?
Yeah, he's more famous for that than fucking.
Wasn't there a Dean that played something Dean or
Dean
Kane?
Something? Dean Kane did was Superman the TV show or Lois and Lane or some shit.
Yeah. That's what I thought. I knew there was a Dean in there. Anyway.
And is Henry Cavill a good Superman?
Could tell you the movie sucked, so I don't know.
No, the first Superman, the first one he did was pretty good.
I didn't like any of them.
After that, he was good. It's fucking realistically, it's the DC universe. Like until
they always fuck it up, except
Batman. They always fuck it up until now. Now they have what's his name running it. Yeah, James Gunn now giving it structure and sticking it to the book, where DC was all over the place.
My problem with DC is not anything other than Superman is literally unbeatable. That's never interesting. The hero being unbeatable is never interesting.
Except John Cena.
No, I
Yes.
think he is unbeatable because you know he had two weaknesses though.
I know he's got two weaknesses: his kryptonite and Lois. I get
Right.
it. I'm just saying, by and large, no fight with Superman is got any kind of shock factor because either the guy's gonna get their shit kicked in because he's got none of it. He's got Lois, and they have to negotiate to try and break free because again they can't actually stop Superman from splattering their head against the wall, but they do have his girl, so Superman has to try and do that without her dying. And then kryptonite. That's it. One of those three things is going to happen. They're either going to die, they're either going to lose, they're going to bring some sort of kryptonite out, or they're going to have kidnapped Lois Lane. There's no other way to fight Superman. It's got to be one of those three. And so it's just, to me, not that interesting. I like it better when Superman is like missing, or when Superman doesn't want to, like when they play with the Superman character about the infallible, indestructible hero, and they talk about what does it mean to have an indestructible hero. And they tried that, by the way, in the Superman movies, like with the whole God stuff, and like they tried it. And I liked that. I applaud. It didn't come out well, but I applauded them for trying. But like a regular Superman movie is just boring to me, except for the origin when he doesn't know he's Superman, and all that's fine. The first movies are always okay because it's the origin story, and the origin story is fine. An alien from another planet finds out who he is, right? But after that, it's never good.
But that's why I think this one that's coming out with James Gunn is gonna be real interesting in how he takes it.
Yeah,
because he's been so good with Guardians of the Galaxy.
Right, which is Marvel, but yes.
Right.
Correct. All right. So just a quickly 2-minute segment. Are you guys fans of the show Severance?
I can't say that I am because I have not seen enough of it to be a fan, but I started watching it. So I've seen some episodes and it's fine. Yeah, it's good.
Never even heard of it. No, I heard of it. Never
heard of it.
I just
haven't
heard
seen
it
yet
just recently.
either. But season 2 debuts today on Apple TV if you are interested. And this was some way that they decided to promote the new season. They did a pop-up, I guess, exhibit in Grand Central, and you have
performance.
Yeah,
I don't know what you
performance
call it. Yeah,
and you have here not Adam Driver, but Adam Scott.
Yep.
Chilling, and then him and the co-stars, and yeah, this is a cool way to promote a TV show. Am I right?
It is a cool way, and honestly, good for them. Like, they're not. I mean, they're probably getting paid from like the show, I guess, but like they're not
Apple. Yeah,
Yeah, no, I know that
they don't have enough money.
Yeah, right. I get that, but I'm like, they're not making fans pay to see this. It's a pop up. You show up at the train station, and all these famous people are doing this performance art exhibit to promote their new show. I think that's super cool. I think a lot of artists wouldn't do that. They would want to pay. They wanted like a gallery, right? You know what I mean? Like they want people to come pay to see them. And I think that this is a good way to really bring what you're doing to regular people, especially when you have. It's a high-minded show. It's like a prestige kind of show, always has been, right? And now it's on Apple. It wasn't originally on Apple, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's always been Apple.
Was it? Okay, I thought it was on one of the other ones first, and then it got moved to Apple. But neither here nor there. I watched it on Apple, so the episodes that I watched from were on Apple. But my point is that it's still on like a streamer, and so people don't all have it. That's the biggest problem with Apple is nobody knows what they have because nobody has Apple TV, and so
that's why there's rumors that they're going to merge with Prime.
Yeah,
which would be a big deal. I think
a huge deal. I don't think they should do it, but it would be a huge deal. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, it's a good way to promote a show that would otherwise be hard to find out about, and I think that that's good.
I like it. I like it. I like it. So our last one before we do a game is game of comedian. So tell me if you think this is okay or not. It is kind of random, but I like it. So who likes Lady Gaga?
She's fine. I like Lady Gaga. Yeah.
You like Lady Gaga, Jose?
In the beginning, like some of like beginning songs I did. Nowadays,
you changed your mind.
I'm right on her.
I'm anti-Gaga now.
Yes, very.
So, Lady Gaga was
ever
spotted.
Since Alejandro. Sorry, continue.
Lady Gaga was spotted at a Burger King in King City, California yesterday.
Oh.
And the Burger King or somebody released the security footage. Just look at Lady Gaga chilling at Burger King. I assume somebody did this on their own. The Burger King would have released this. Look at her chilling. She's got really skinny legs.
She does. We're sure it's her.
That's what they say. Does look like her.
It does kind of look like her.
She looks lost.
She does look lost.
Burger King?
Yeah. She's like, what is this? I haven't been here in 20
look at
years.
this. And this is her fiance. Look at this.
That woman is now just realizing who that was.
Right.
That's the best part of the video. Is the woman slowly realizing that was Lady Gaga. Oh, she was waiting for her dude to use the bathroom. That's exactly why she looked lost. She was just waiting for him to get out of the bathroom. That's pretty funny.
Lady Gaga looks like she would chill at. She seems like a humble enough person to eat at Burger King.
She went to Juilliard. Fun fact.
She's a legend.
In Juilliard. That's a big music school. Yeah, that's but shout out to the one person who can verify this is true. Because all those people, all those people who work there be like, Lady Gaga came to Burger King today. And they'll be like, no, she didn't. No, she didn't.
You literally have to find her.
One person, one regular person could be like,
is that the rah girl?
I was walking into the Burger King and Lady Gaga walked out as I was coming in, and it was very strange. I think they know her name, the rah rah rah. I don't think anyone would be like, is that the rah 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 girl? And by the way, if they didn't know her name, I feel like they'd be like, is that Poker Face? I feel like that's if you're an old person who's trying to say Lady Gaga and you don't remember her name, I feel like you go with Poker Face. I think that's the one. You know what I mean? Like my grandpa used to call it Pokemans. Lady Gaga, the Pokemans of Lady Gaga is Poker Face. Yeah, Pokemans.
Pokemon.
The Pokemans of Lady Gaga is Poker Face. I think that's what I think. I think if I asked my grandpa who Lady Gaga is, he'd be like the Poker Face or whatever, something to that effect. Yeah.
All right, I got some game for you guys, and I found his original page, so we got now just mountains of game advice. Where should I start? How about this one? How to sneak out the house. Let's start with that.
Let's keep it to 2 because we got to make sure we do the comedian. We might give it time.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, we'll get
big game is game at some point. We're gonna do a game is game special. So
indeed. So we'll just do 3 with them.
Okay,
but yes, let's do it. This is how to sneak out the house.
House. Look, sometimes when you're living with somebody, you might want to sneak out. For what reason? I really don't give a fuck. I'm just here to tell you how to do it. So, first things first, if they got a Ring doorbell, it can complicate things. And in that case, you might want to use a window. And in that case, you might want to pre-plan your sneak out. You do this by go ahead and removing the window screen earlier that day and finding out where your floorboard creaks earlier that day. It'll save you from making a lot of noise at nighttime and for you to make your move. Now, the second method is if you're laying with your woman or something and you want to sneak out, well, you got to wait for her to go to sleep and wait for the deep sleep. Wait till you hear that heavy breathing and snoring, and then I need you to turn on rain sounds or white noise. It's night-night, bitch. She ain't getting up for hours. And it's going to mask the noise that you make when you're leaving the house. Now, this last method is for people who stay with their parents and whatever. Go downstairs in the middle of the night, almost every night, and get you a snack or a drink. They'll check up on you at first, but after a while, they'll stop, and then you strike. How to sneak out the house.
So, see, everybody? You agree with it, Ron?
That's all correct advice. Yeah. No, I got no problem with that. That was right.
I already, do you have a plan mapped out if you ever need to leave the house? Because I already do it for my condo.
I don't need a plan to leave the house.
Well, I do in case.
Just in case what?
If I ever want to sneak out.
Why would I want to sneak out? Everyone I want to see is here.
Well, but when a guy's night out, my girl's bitching. I can just sneak out.
My wife just lets me go. She doesn't make me stay.
This is more relevant for people in high school and stuff.
Yeah, no. If you're an adult who's married, you shouldn't be sneaking out. That's bad. Technically, this would work in terms of success. This would probably work, but Don't do that. The only reason you want to try and get out would be if there was some sort of,
Side
emergency.
pussy.
No, emergency in your home. And I am not a big runner, so I'm not gonna. I don't. I'm not. I don't. If I get trapped in my home because of an emergency, it's not flight because I don't like to move that fast. So I guess it's got to have to be fight. But yeah, no, I think that if you're in high school and you want a little bit of freedom, these are all smart bits of advice. You will get caught eventually, as all of us do. And you'll get in trouble, but it'll be a growing experience for you to share with your kids someday. So there's that.
Hey, I got the next one. How about this, guys? How to take a shit at a girl's house.
Interesting. Okay. I didn't know there was multiple ways to do this, so I'm curious.
Of course there is. Ryan, come on now.
I'm curious. That's what I'm curious. I want to hear what the multiple ways are.
How to take a shit at a bitch crib. Look, guys, whenever you at a bitch crib and your stomach start hating on you, you should probably just get the fuck out of there. Tell her you need to go to the store because you got a headache. If she says she got Tylenol, you only take ibuprofen. If she says she got ibuprofen, you only take Tylenol. But what if you stuck in her crib? Well, tell her you got something in your eye. And then go to the bathroom and turn the water up real high and turn the fan on. Now look around for some Fabuloso or some bleach. And then pour that shit into the toilet. And then I want you to grab some toilet paper and I want you to put it into the toilet water. Now this gonna make it where she can't hear your shit when it hit the water. Now go ahead and drop a douche. When you're done, I need you to close the lid on the toilet before you flush it. And then you're gonna need to peek back in there to make sure you ain't left no smears or souvenirs. Or if you don't want to do that and she got a dog, wait till she walk out the room and go take a shit right next to her dog. When she come back in the room, let that bitch know what Charlie did. Game is game.
That's a lot of work to just go to the bathroom, isn't it?
Sometimes you have to, you don't want to
I mean,
don't want this to happen to you.
You want to turn the water on. I get that. I suppose I would say, all right, I guess if we're doing this. So I'm presuming that we're all old enough in this scenario where you're at a girl's place to also be sleeping with said girl, right? So you got to go to the bathroom. You say, I got to take a shower. This could be pre or post. Either way, shower makes sense. You turn that shower on. You go to the bathroom. You do the thing. You do close the seat. That was correct. You do the flush. Then you reopen. If there's a problem, you got to fix the problem in terms of what's available. Obviously, you're going to want to have something on hand beforehand, like he said, to keep the smell from being a smell. And then you go back out. So that would be how I would do it.
Or stand next to the dog.
Yeah, if you no, don't do that. Because honestly, no. But let's be honest. Let's pretend that's a good idea. Because Jose's going to try and argue that it's a good idea somehow, right? So let's pretend.
What, the dog?
Yeah, blaming the dog's a good idea. If you do it, she's still out of the mood. At that point, she's got to clean up because her dog pooped in the house, and it's a whole thing. Now she's mad at the dog. So your night's still over. So in my opinion, you do the other thing. It makes way more sense. I think running the freaking sink is going to be sus. I think filling the toilet bowl with toilet paper before anything goes in there is a recipe for some sort of clogging or whatever. You don't want that either. I think the shower covers up all the noise you need it to cover up, and then you let her rip. Game is game.
Ryan is Ryan.
Ryan is Ryan.
Ryan,
Okay.
it makes shit difficult. You just use your cell phone. Just play like acting like you're taking a shit with a cell phone, like videos on, so you don't hear the noise.
You could do that too, but I just figured my way you get ready for the evening
All
ahead.
day.
I got one
So
for the
I'd rather
last.
take a shit and blame it on the dogs.
That's a bad idea. It ruins the mood.
Do you guys want a how to send dick pics or how to quit smoking cigarettes. How to
I already
respond?
know how to send dick pics. I already quit smoking. But I'm so interested on
I've never
Ryan's
smoked.
view.
I'll say
Ryan,
that.
I would
So.
love to hear what Ryan's view on dick pics. So
All
we
right,
should
so
do
we're
that
gonna
one.
do. All right, here we go. Last game is game of the week. How to send dick pics. Ready, guys?
Excellent. I
I
also
Jose's
did,
already dying.
again. This is another one. I didn't know that there was some sort of controversy
Of course
around how to
there
do
is,
this.
Ryan.
But let's see.
There's no
Let's
way
see.
of doing it.
Let's see.
All right, remember, everybody. Remember, if you are in a position to send that, make sure you have their consent. I want to put that out there.
Well, let's see what game his game says, because I have a feeling he might not mention that. But yes.
All right, how to send dick pics.
Rule number 1 on sending dick pics: do not send bare dicks. We ain't doing that shit no more. We cutting that out. At least from base to tip, we ain't doing that shit. It's a turn off for women, and it ain't gonna land you nowhere except for probably goddamn blocked or getting ghosted. All right? Don't ever let the cat out the bag. Leave something for the imagination. Women are emotional, guys are physical, and that leaving something for the imagination part leans towards the emotional side. All right? Number 2, I need y'all to invest in dick print clothes if you're going to be doing this kind of shit. Because we ain't sending bare dicks. It's just going to be dick prints. And in order for you to pull this off, I'm going to need you to invest in a pair of gray sweats. They are the staples of dick prints, okay? Some gym shorts, whatever, red will do, white will do, but gray still remains king. Rule number 1 on sending dick.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
I don't.
Right.
Provided we follow the rule that Matt said at the beginning, right? I don't think that was a bad bit of advice at all.
You agree? You think it's great advice?
Oh, great's a strong word. I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm old-fashioned. I guess this is a new thing, right? I didn't know that we had to leave something for the imagination. I didn't know that was important. But yeah, no, I don't. Again, if the girl is asking, then I see no reason not to. And if this is the way to do that, that makes you feel comfortable, leaving something to the imagination and, wearing the right pants and all that. Yeah, I think that's good advice. White.
How would you? I'm interested, Ryan. When you and your try to seduce your girlfriend at the time, how would you handle that? Would you send a couple in there, full body ones?
So I feel like you're asking me 4 questions.
Okay.
So I want to clarify the actual question. The actual question you want me to answer is, have I ever done this? That's the question you want me to answer. You don't actually care how I try and seduce my wife. You want to know if I've ever done this, correct? Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty sure. Yep.
So the answer is yes. The answer you're looking for.
You, Ryan. Pope Ryan has a dark side, kids.
No, I mean, it's consensual, and it was with a partner that I trusted, which is how you should do that. But yeah, no, that's not. I don't think that there's anything wrong with doing that, as long as everybody is of legal age, is of consenting status, and is I think that's fine. I don't see the problem with that.
Funny
I am
stuff.
shocked.
Let's do our comedian now. We're gonna do some Aries Spears again. I was feeling that. Watch some Aries Spears clips. Let's get a few of them in right now.
At Costco, lot of big in Costco. What's your name, though? Chris, my man. Damn. So what aisle? In the meat department. Yeah, you about to fuck me. What if she was blind and was touching all the meats and finally got to you and she was like, this one moved. In the meat department. All right. What was you doing in there? Looking for breasts? What's our meat? Costco.
That's a good one. That was a good one.
Meeting
I like
somebody
Aries
at Costco.
but you think about it, more people should do that. Less dating apps, more Costco meetups in the meat department.
The last thing I need to go is meet AJ Boom over there. I'm all right.
I would
AJ
absolutely meet
Boom.
AJ Boom.
You hate Big Justin and AJ.
I'd get in on that money so fast. I'll do whatever dance they want, man.
You guys are lit.
Whatever they wanted. Come on the show, Big Justice. Just Big Justice. It's 11. We can't afford them both. We can only get one of them, and the Rizzler doesn't speak, so we have to go with Big Justice.
Let's get another one.
That's your son. What happened? Have a talk with this mother. I taught you better than that, Mike. Elaine, is it, sweetie? Okay, so that's your son, huh? Does he live at home? Huh? Yeah, it all makes sense. Elaine, are you married, sweetie? You are? Where's the father? He's home? He's like, I don't want to go see that. You gotta go see. Oh, you're not with his dad? Oh. Son? I'm gonna be f***ing your mama. Elaine, is this your guy?
Yeah, that has to be some intimidating conversation.
I'm sure that probably has happened before. Like, these comedians, they go out there, man, and they're kidding, obviously, because it's jokes, but also a lot of them are definitely down. You know what I mean? Like, you hear the stories, like a lot of comedians are down.
Yeah,
when they're in a different city, every night, or a different, venue at least every night, and you're traveling a lot. A lot of comedians are just down, and so I could see that being real. Maybe not that particular one, but those jokes in general about the comedians being like, let's link up after the show or whatever. I think a bunch of that time that does happen.
Oh, definitely, absolutely. All right, a few more, and then we'll wrap it up. I have them queued up. Let's do it.
Indian brother, what's your name, man? You're not Indian. Let me guess. You're French, Dutch, Welsh. What are you for real? You Hispanic. You're Hispanic? Wow! Chris, look at this motherfucker. Jesus. I swore you. Are you Hispanic too? You're Indian. All right. God damn. You just look the same. Oh my God, I can't believe it.
No.
To the Indian brother, what's
To the Indian brother, what's your name? I'm not Indian. Crowd work is so wild when you think about it, because you don't know who's going to be there. So it's not like you can't play it in that. Yeah, so honestly, you don't know what he's going to say. Like, what if he had been like, yeah, my name is like Neil. Be like, all right, now what do I do? He's an Indian named Neil. There's no comedy there. I mean, obviously, if that's what happened, we wouldn't have seen the clip and he would have gone for something else. But I'm just saying, like, it's crazy to think. You have to be ready, because as soon as something like that happens, as soon as you make a mistake, you got to be able to capitalize on it. That's what's crazy about crowd work to me. Especially, when you get to like the big stadium shows, they don't really do that, obviously.
Yeah, but hard to do crowd work at stadiums.
Yeah, but like, so it's like when we see like the real professional, like the top of the industry do it, like their shows, we don't see that really, like crowd work, but it's such an important part of like the rest of the deal. Yeah.
Is there a wrestler who's a stand-up comedian?
I mean, Sami Zayn and Dolph Ziggler both try. Yeah.
Really? He did do it, huh? Sami Zayn definitely would be really good at it.
He did. He has a Netflix special.
Really? I could go on Netflix tonight and watch Sami Zayn.
I think he was on Netflix. Yeah.
Sami Zayn
did a comedy show. Yeah, he had his wrestling friends there. Johnny Knoxville showed up, and started jaw jacking with him. It wasn't. If I recall, I didn't watch all of it. But if I recall, I can't say that I was overly like impressed, but it
He
wasn't
had a
like
whole
a full
act and everything.
No, because that's what I mean. It was like a Sami Zayn like comedy hour, and there were other people there and stuff. So it wasn't like it wasn't like a straight up Sami Zayn stand up. It was a comedy show hosted by Sami Zayn, and he did some jokes and he had guests and things like that. So again, it wasn't a full on stand up, but he does like stand up. He does want to be a stand up when it's all said and done. Same with Nick Namath or Dolph Ziggler, as Jose said.
How about that too?
Oh, who did it for a while too? Mick Foley.
Yeah, Mick Foley did. He had like a set, but his set kind of became like a one-man show sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Undertaker has a one-man show too, but I don't believe his is meant to be that funny.
No.
Who you are, sweetie, but I guarantee you it looked like you come with great weed. Look like she smoked weed and listened to Erykah Badu. Oh, holy shit. Call Tyrone. I'm Tyrone. I don't know who you are, sweetie, but
That was okay. I'm doing these cold too, so let's just try to go with this last one right there. That was the same one. That's all it was. But let's go with the last one here.
Yeah.
I sell high-end mountain bikes and road bikes.
Yeah,
I have fun.
this nigga too happy.
Yeah.
I'm f***ing outdoors, but I sell bikes. I tell you, if you eat pussy with that same passion, you're gonna be all right. You tell that that halfway through eating the I sell my bikes, ain't that right? What do you do for a living?
That was good. But again, like he said, what do you do for a living? And he got that little psychotic laugh. That's so lucky. You know what I mean? Like, but
right place, right time. Oh, I want a laugh out loud one. I didn't have time to go through the clips like I usually do. Let's just a default because he's all so far. I think out of all the people who do crowd work that we've done, I think our boy Nate Jackson's in the lead so far.
he's good. Yeah. Morgan J is good. I like Michael Blaustein. We only did him once. I think he's got a lot of really good ones. I could send you some, but yeah.
Got one more for you. We'll just do our boy Nate Jackson.
Bam Bigelow. She's your sister? You're up there flirting with your sister? They told me Utah wild, but I didn't know. I was doing my show. I just looked up. He's soaking. He was soaking in his sister, guys. Welcome to Utah. That old dude's like, what the f? This content's not on TikTok. Yes! He said, yeah! I don't think you look like Uncle Fester. I think you look like that was downstairs on the Goonies.
Oh, no.
Chunk. Hey, you guys. You got that? Put that shit up there. They back there Googling like a they gonna get your ass. Chunk.
Oh, yeah.
Now show his face. Go back and forth for you. One more time. Go back. Oh my God. His sister's like, I love him. I'm gonna stick beside him.
Oh.
That's my man, brother.
Jeez. I think that was explosive.
He goes, I don't think you look like Uncle Fester. He pulls that up. They're Googling. They're going to get your ass.
Comedy's good, right? Comedy's good. Yeah. All right, Ryan and Jose. Great stuff this week. I hope everybody has a great weekend. Back at it with another busy week as we have 2 TweetCaps normal, Tuesday and Friday, a reaction to the national championship, a reaction to the divisional round in the NFL, and a preview for Conference Sunday. So good stuff, everybody. Have a great and safe weekend. Still thinking about those people in LA. Oh yeah, by the way, we got the inauguration of Donald Trump to open. Spoiler to open.
Yeah, spoiler alert for TweetCap Tuesday.
That so we'll get into all of that and have some fun.
Yep.
All right. Good night, everybody.